Imagine Florence 1444, where the air hums with quills scratching parchment and the scent of ink mingles with olive oil. You're in the heart of the Renaissance, a world bursting with ideas where scholars like Aeneas Silvius Piccolomini chase passion over piety. This isn't the dusty Vatican yet. This is a city of velvet cloaks, candlelit taverns, and whispers of forbidden love. Aeneas, a 39-year-old humanist with a poet's heart, isn't dreaming of a papal throne. No, he's penning Historia de Duobus Amantibus, a novel so steamy it'd make a cardinal blush. Think of it as a Renaissance romance novel gone viral like a spicy e-book topping medieval charts. You step into Aeneas's study, a cluttered room where manuscripts spill across oak tables. His quill dances conjuring lovers Euryalus and Lucretia, whose affair scorches the page. It's not just pillow talk. It's a scandal wrapped in flowery prose with kisses stolen in moonlit gardens and vows whispered over goblets of wine. The church, looming like a disapproving parent, would clutch its rosary at lines like these, her breath of fire to melt the stars. Aeneas doesn't care. He's a humanist drunk on words, not wine, chasing the thrill of stories over sermons. His novel, written in Latin for the elite, isn't for dusty monks. It's for courtiers who smirk at sin. But here's the kicker, this isn't some obscure scribble. Historia spreads like gossip in a royal court copied by hand in Florence, Venice, even Paris. Readers devour its tale of lust and betrayal, passing it under tables like contraband. You can almost hear the parchment rustle, feel the thrill of defying the church's glare. Aeneas, a cleric, no less knows his work's a gamble. The Renaissance loves its contradictions, marble saints in churches, sinful ink in studies. His novel's a middle finger to dogma, a love letter to human desire. Yet there's a chill in the air. Whispers of censure linger like shadows creeping across his desk. Could this book haunt him later? Picture yourself as one of his readers sneaking a page by candlelight. The words grip you vivid raw like a pulse under skin. Aeneas paints love as a battlefield all sweat and secrets, no chaste troubadour nonsense. It's thrilling but eerie too. Each line feels like a dare to the heavens. You wonder, does he know he's playing with fire? The church isn't exactly a fan of hot and bothered clerics. His humanist friends cheer, but the bishops there sharpening their quills for a different kind of letter. This is Aeneas before Pius II, before the papal tiara caged his soul. He's a man of ink and ambition, writing what he shouldn't, loving what he can't. The Renaissance is his playground art lust and defiance rolled into one. But that shadow grows longer. One day he'll wear the papal ring and this novel will be a ghost he can't outrun. For now though, his pen is free and the page is his rebellion. Like, Cher, tell us what's the spiciest secret you've ever uncovered. Because Aeneas, he's got a few and they're hotter than a Florentine summer. You're in a bustling Venetian print shop 1444, where the clatter of scribes echoes like a medieval newsfeed. Aeneas Silvius Piccolominis Historia de Duobus Amantibus isn't just a book, it's a sensation spreading faster than a rumour in a convent. This steamy tale of Euryalus and Lucretia with its tangled sheets and forbidden vows has Europe hooked. It's like a Renaissance Netflix drop binge read by nobles and scholars who can't resist its spice. You flip a page and it's all their lovers sneaking through torchlit halls, their whispers sharp as blade. Who knew a future pope could write something this unholy? The novel's success is no accident. Renaissance Europe craves stories that bite, and Aeneas delivers. His Latin prose polished yet raw paints scenes that make you blush. Lucretia's gaze like a flame on dry tinder, Euryalus' touch a sin worth confessing. It's not just romance, it's rebellion thumbing its nose at the church's grim sermons. You can almost smell the parchment fresh from a scribe's hand as it's smuggled into noble houses. Readers pass it like a guilty secret smirking over wine. But there's a catch, the church's spies are never far. You feel their eyes like a chill down your spine as bishops mutter about that cleric's filth. Aeneas, still a scholar, not yet Pius II, basks in the glow. His book's a hit, copied from Italy to France, even reaching German courts. It's the kind of fame that'd trend on medieval X with hashtags like #pious but spicy. But fame's a double-edged sword. Every copied manuscript risks exposure, every reader a potential snitch. You imagine him in his study, smirking at his own daring, yet glancing at the door. The church doesn't take kindly to clerics moonlighting as romance novelists. Whispers of scandal grow louder, like a storm brewing over Florence's domes. Picture a reader in a dim-lit hall, heart-racing as they turn the page. The story's vivid lovers, dodging guards, their passion a defiance of God and man. It's thrilling, but there's an eerie edge. Each word feels like a step toward damnation. Aeneas's prose doesn't just seduce, it unsettles like a confession you shouldn't hear. His readers know the risk owning this book could mean trouble, yet they can't stop. It's like scrolling through a forbidden thread, each line more addictive than the last. The irony? Aeneas is climbing the church's ranks, his novel trailing him like a shadow. He's no saint yet, just a man with a quill and too much nerve. His book's success is a middle finger to the pious, but it's also a ticking bomb. You wonder, does he sense the trouble coming? One day he'll be Pope Pius II, and this bestseller will be a secret he can't burn. For now, though, it's the talk of Europe, a scandal inked in Latin, passed hand to hand like a whispered sin. So what's the most scandalous read you've ever stumbled on? Because this one, it's got papal-level drama. Step into Florence 1444, where the Renaissance hums like a festival you didn't get an invite to. The air's thick with wine ambition, and the clink of gold coins in velvet pouches. This is no grim monastery courts glitter with silk-clad nobles, and literary salons buzz with scholars drunk on ideas, not just Chianti. Aeneas Silvius Piccolomini, our not-yet pope, thrives here, his Historia de Duobus Amantibus. A naughty spark in this cultural wildfire. It's like dropping a spicy fanfic into a Renaissance book club everyone's reading, whispering, smirking. Sin's the muse and Aeneas is its bard. Picture a palazzo torchlight dancing on frescoed walls as poets and courtiers trade quips sharper than a stiletto. Humanism's the vibe Greek classics reborn church dogma kick to the curb. Aeneas with his poet's smirk fits right in. His novel's lovers Euryalus and Lucretia aren't just fiction, they're a middle finger to the church's sour-faced sermons. You can almost smell the parchment fresh with ink as his words pass from hand to eager hand. But there's a chill beneath the revelry. The church looms like a cranky landlord ready to evict this party of ideas. These salons aren't just talk shops. They're where the elite play dangerous games, flirting with heresy, toying with passion, all under the guise of learning. Aeneas's book fits like a glove. Its steamy prose, all forbidden kisses and clandestine trysts, mirrors the era's pulse. You'd think reading it's like scrolling a forbidden X thread, thrilling, risky, addictive. Nobles pass it behind fans, scholars quote it over goblets, each page a defiance of the Vatican's glare. Yet every laugh carries a shiver. Bishops don't love clerics moonlighting as romance novelists, and their spies are closer than you think. Imagine you're there slipping into a candlelit corner to hear a poet read Aeneas's lines. Her touch a spark to burn the heavens. The crowd gasps, half in delight, half in dread. It's not just a story, it's a rebellion inked in Latin. A dare to feel what the church forbids. The Renaissance loves its paradoxes, marble saints in cathedrals, sinful secrets in studies. Aeneas, still a cleric, walks a tightrope. His humanist friends cheer, but the church's shadow grows longer, its whispers sharper. You feel it, the thrill of defiance, the unease of being watched. This is the world that birthed Historia, a glittering, reckless age where art and lust outshine piety. Aeneas isn't just writing. He's living the Renaissance dream where passion's a philosophy, not a sin, but dreams have consequences. His novel's a hit, but it's also a fuse lit and sizzling. One day he'll be Pius II, and this revelry will haunt him like a ghost at a sermon. For now, though, the salons glow and his words burn bright. Like Cher Spilett, what's the wildest party you've ever crashed? Because this Renaissance bash, it's got papal-level drama. You're holding Historia de Duobus Amantibus. Aeneas Silvius Piccolomini's 1444 scandal, its pages heavy with forbidden heat. This isn't your grandma's chivalric romance. No knights, no damsels, just Euryalus and Lucretia lovers tangled in a web of lust and danger. Picture a moonlit garden, 15th century Siena, where their whispers cut through the night like a blade. Your kiss is my rebellion. Lucretia breathes her gown, brushing stone. Aeneas's prose, sharp and sensual, paints their affair as a cosmic dare, love-defying God, man and reason. It's like a Renaissance soap opera streaming live to a gasping elite. The plot's a firestorm Euryalus. A dashing noble woos Lucretia, a married beauty, in secret trysts that scream trouble. You can feel the pulse of their stolen moments, torchlight flickering hearts, racing as guards patrol nearby. Aeneas doesn't hold back her breath, a flame to rival hell. He writes each line dripping with sin. Readers in 1444 ate it up, passing pages like contraband in Florence's courts. You'd think it's a medieval Wattpad hit, but riskier reading this could land you in a confessor's bad books. The church wasn't exactly vibing with extramarital passion. Imagine you're one of those readers tucked in a dim alcove, heart pounding as you turn the page. Lucretia's defiance sneaking from her husband's bed to meet Euryalus feels like a slap to the era's morals. Aeneas crafts scenes that sear sweat on skin, vows whispered in shadows, the thrill of almost being caught. It's not just spicy, it's suspenseful, every rustle a potential snitch. The prose pulls you in like a forbidden scroll you can't quit. But there's an eerie edge, each word feels like a step toward damnation, a whisper of divine wrath. Aeneas, that sly cleric, knew what he was doing. His lovers aren't just characters, they're a mirror to the Renaissance's reckless heart, where passion trumps piety. You can almost smell the roses in that garden, mixed with the tang of fear. Readers risked more than gossip. Owning this book was a gamble like tweeting heresy in a bishop's DMs. Yet they couldn't stop. The tale's raw energy, love as war, desire as defiance, hooked them. Aeneas, still years from the papacy, wrote like a man possessed his quill, a rebel's sword. But here's the twist. This tale's a ticking bomb. Aeneas's readers savour the thrill, but the church's eyes are everywhere. Each copied manuscript, passed in secret, tightens the noose. You wonder, did he know his words would haunt him as Pope Pius II? For now his lovers burn bright, their story a middle finger to the heavens, like share, confess. What's the most dangerous story you've ever read? Because this one, it's got enough heat to spark a Renaissance riot. You're in a dimly lit cathedral, 1444 Florence, where incense hangs heavy, and the church's gaze feels like a cold hand on your neck. Aeneas Silvius Piccolomini's Historia de Duobus Amantibus is making waves, but not the holy kind. This steamy novel with its lovers dodging husbands and heavens as bishops clutching their mitres. It's like a cleric dropped a spicy fanfic in the middle of mass, shocking, delicious and oh so wrong. Aeneas, still a scholar, not yet Pope Pius II, is playing a dangerous game. His book's a hit, but the church's shadow looms, its censors glaring like crypt chills. Picture the scene, a bishop in a velvet robe, lips pursed, flipping through Historia's pages. Each line, Euryalus' burning vows, Lucretia's defiant kisses, reads like a slap to sacred vows. The church guardian of souls doesn't vibe with clerics moonlighting as romance novelists. You can almost hear the whispers in Vatican corridors, sharp as a blade. Who does this? Aeneas think he is his humanist flair, once charming, now smells of heresy. Yet, Aeneas keeps climbing the clerical ladder, his ambition slick as oil. You wonder, does he sense the noose tightening? The tension's palpable. Scribes copy Historia in secret, but every manuscript risks a snitch. You're in a monastery watching a monk hide the book under his habit, his hands trembling. Reading it's like scrolling a forbidden thread on medieval X, one wrong move, and you're explaining yourself to a grim inquisitor. The church's reaction isn't just disapproval, it's a quiet menace like a storm brewing over Florence's domes. Aeneas's novel with its flames of passion threatens to singe his future. Bishops mutter, letters are sent, and eyes narrow in courtly halls. But here's the kicker, Aeneas doesn't flinch. He's a humanist drunk on words not wine, and his novel's a badge of defiance. You can almost smell the ink sharp and rebellious as he pens another line. His readers, noble scholars, even rogue clerics savour the thrill, passing pages like contraband. It's a Renaissance paradox. The church preaches purity, but its own clerics are penning smut. The suspense builds. Will Aeneas's gamble pay off, or will it haunt him? Every copied page feels like a dare, every reader a conspirator. Imagine you're one of them, heart racing as you read by candlelight. The prose pulls you in vivid raw like a pulse under skin. But there's an eerie edge, each word feels like a step toward judgment. Aeneas's story isn't just spicy, it's a rebellion against the church's iron grip. You glance at the door, half expecting a knock. The church's shadow isn't just a metaphor, it's a threat cold as stone. Like share confess what's the riskiest read you've ever hidden. Because Aeneas's book, it's got enough heat to spark a holy war. It's 1458 and Aeneas Silvius Piccolomini stands in Rome, the papal tiara heavy on his brow. He's Pope Pius II, now God's deputy, a far cry from the quill-wielding humanist who penned Historia de Duobus Amantibus 14 years ago. That steamy novel with its lovers tangled in moonlit sin feels like a fever dream. From romance writer to pontiff, talk about a glow-up or maybe a cosmic prank. You can almost see him in the Vatican robes pristine, but his past lingers like a smirk in the mirror. His spicy bestsellers still out there, a ghost he can't banish. Picture the transition, 1444's Aeneas. Scribbling passionate prose in Florence is a world away from this holy figure. Back then, he was all Renaissance swagger, ink-stained fingers humanist debates, and a novel that set courts ablaze. Now he's leading mass, his voice echoing in St. Peter's, but the irony's thick as incense. His Historia, with its flames of love and forbidden trysts, still circulates in secret. You'd think it's a medieval tabloid scandal trending with whispers of the naughty Pope. Yet Pius II plays the part, his face serene even as courtiers snicker behind jewelled fans. The suspense is electric. You're in a Vatican hall watching Pius issue decrees, but the air hums with secrets. His novel's not just a book, it's a liability. Bishops know, scholars smirk, and every copied manuscript feels like a ticking bomb. He tries to bury it, urging scribes to lose those pages, but the Renaissance loves its gossip. You can almost hear the parchment rustle, smuggled in satchels read by candlelight. It's like a viral post you can't delete. His past is out there mocking his holy crown. Imagine being Pius caught between worlds. By day he's reforming the church, rallying crusades, all saintly business. By night does he dream of Euryalus and Lucretia, their passion, a sin he can't unwrite, the prose he once loved. Her touch a spark to burn the heavens now feels like a noose. You feel the weight, the dread, as he glances at advisers who know too much. The church's walls, cold and marble, seem to whisper you can't outrun your words. It's a thriller plot. Renaissance-style Pope versus past sanctity versus scandal. But Aeneas, now Pius, is no fool. He leans into his role, wielding papal power like a shield. His novel's a shadow, but he's got bigger battles, Turks, heretics, politics. Still, the eerie tension lingers. Every sermon feels like a performance, every prayer a plea to keep his secret buried. You wonder, does he miss the freedom of his quill, for now he's Pius II? But Historia's out there a spark that could still ignite. Like Share Spill It. What's the wildest secret you've had to hide? Because Pius, he's got a bestseller's worth of drama. It's 1458 and Pope Pius II sits in the Vatican, his papal robes heavy as gilt. Once Aeneas Silvius Piccolomini, the humanist who penned the steamy Historia de Duobus Amantibus, he's now God's vicar, but his past won't stay buried. That novel with its lovers' fiery vows and moonlit trysts haunts him like a ghost creeping through St. Peter's shadows. He's ordered scribes to burn copies to erase his inky sins, but parchment's stubborn burned pages whisper rebellion and hidden manuscripts mock his holy crown. It's like trying to delete a viral post after it's been screenshotted by half of Europe. Picture the scene: Pius in a candlelit chamber, his face taut as he hears of another Historia copy surfacing in Venice. His orders were clear: destroy it, let no trace of his youthful folly survive. Yet the Renaissance isn't kind to secrets. Scribes, those sneaky medieval influencers, smuggle pages to eager readers. You can almost smell the charred parchment, the acrid tang of failure as his efforts falter. Each surviving copy is a spectre, its words her kiss, a flame to shame the stars taunting his sanctity. The suspense is thick. Will one slip into the wrong hands, a bishop's or a rival's? You're in a Roman library watching a scholar hide Historia behind a dusty Bible. The church's eyes are everywhere, but so are the readers, passing pages like forbidden fruit. It's a thriller plot, Pope versus his own words, sanctity versus scandal. Pius's decrees can't outrun his past. Every burned book seems to spawn two more. You feel the dread, the eerie hum of a secret that won't die. Whispers spread the Pope's a novelist and not the holy kind. It's like a Renaissance X-thread blowing up with spicy Pope trending in hushed tones. Pius knows the stakes. His papacy's young, his enemies sharp. A single page could spark a scandal, fuel a rival sneer. You imagine him at night staring at the ceiling, hearing the ghost of his own prose, love defies all chains. He's not just fighting a book, he's fighting himself, the humanist who dared to dream in ink. The church's marble walls feel like a crypt closing in. His novel's not just a story, it's a curse. Its pages slithering through Europe's courts, defiant as sin itself. But here's the twist. Some part of Pius maybe misses that reckless quill. The Renaissance taught him to love words, to revel in their power. Now trapped in papal pomp, does he long for that freedom? You wonder, heart racing, as you picture a hidden copy slipping past his grasp. The ghost of Historia isn't just paper, it's proof of his humanity. Flawed and fierce. Like, share confess what's the one secret you can't burn, because Pius is it's haunting him page by sizzling page. You're in a dim Venetian tavern 1459 where candlelight flickers and the air smells of wine and secrets. Pope Pius II, once Aeneas Silvius Piccolomini, rules from Rome, but his Historia de Duobus Amantibus lives on smuggled like contraband in the night. This steamy novel with its lovers Euryalus and Lucretia defying God and man is the ultimate forbidden read. Noble scholars, even rogue monks, pass it under tables, their eyes gleaming with rebellion. It's like pirating a band show in the Renaissance, except the Pope himself wrote the script. Imagine you're one of these readers, heart pounding as you unfold a tattered manuscript. The prose hits hard, her touch a spark to burn the heavens. Aeneas wrote each word a dare. You're risking more than a fine church censors could knock, and a book like this screams heresy. Yet you can't stop. The story's alive, its lovers dodging guards in torchlit halls, their passion a middle finger to the Vatican. You feel the thrill, the rush of reading what's forbidden, like sneaking a peek at a locked X account. The tavern's hush only amps the suspense. These shadow readers are everywhere, Florence, Paris, even dusty monasteries. They're not just reading, they're defying Pius II's orders to burn his past. You can almost hear the parchment crinkle hidden in satchels or tucked behind prayer books. The church's spies patrol their boots heavy on cobblestones, but the novel's a virus spreading faster than gossip. Aeneas's words, once his pride, now mock his papacy. It's a delicious irony. The Pope's own book is the ultimate contraband, a Renaissance bestseller that won't die. Picture a rogue cleric, his vows shaky, reading by a single candle. Lucretia's defiance sneaking from her husband to meet Euryalus mirrors his own rebellion. The prose is vivid, raw, like a pulse under skin, but there's an eerie edge. Each page feels like a step toward damnation. You glance at the door, half expecting a bishop's glare. The Renaissance loves its secrets, but they come with a price. Readers trade Historia like rebels swapping coded messages, each one a conspirator in Aeneas's scandal. It's like a medieval book club with stakes higher than a bad review. Pius in Rome must feel the weight. His novel's not just a book, it's a shadow he can't shake. Every smuggled copy is a jab at his holy image, a reminder of the humanist who wrote for love, not salvation. You wonder, does he hear the whispers, sense the pages turning? For these readers, Historia is more than a story. It's a spark igniting defiance in a world of dogma. Like, share, spill it, what's the most rebellious thing you've ever read, because this book it's got enough fire to burn a pope's crown. It's 1460 and Pope Pius II stands in a Vatican chamber, his papal robes crisp but his eyes heavy with shadows. Once Aeneas Silvius Piccolomini, the humanist who spun the steamy Historia de Duobus Amantibus, he's now a pontiff wrestling with a past that won't stay buried. That novel with its lovers' burning vows and clandestine trysts stalks him like a spectre, its pages still circulating despite his orders to burn them. He's publicly disavowed it, calling it youth's folly, but the words feel hollow like a confession forced by torchlight. It's as if he's trying to unlike his own viral post, but the Renaissance doesn't forget. Picture Pius at a grand council, his voice steady as he denounces his old work. "Let no man read what I wrote in error," he declares, but the crowd's murmurs betray knowing smirks. His Historia, with lines like "Her kiss afire to shame the stars," isn't just a book, it's a scandal etched in Europe's memory. You can almost smell the incense, thick and cloying as he speaks, masking the tang of regret. He's a pope now meant to embody sanctity, but his humanist heart, once drunk on ink and passion, still beats beneath the robes. The suspense is palpable. Does he mean his words, or is he play-acting to save face? You're in his private study where candlelight flickers over parchment. Alone, Pius might reread his own prose, the lovers Euryalus and Lucretia alive in his mind, defiant, reckless human. Youth's passion versus holy vows, it's a battle he can't win. The novel's ghost lingers its pages smuggled across Italy, mocking his sermons. You feel the weight, the dread, as he traces a line, "Love defies all chains." It's eerie, like hearing a dirge in a cathedral. Did he love those words too much to truly hate them? The church's marble walls seem to close in whispering of his divided soul. His disavowal isn't just words, it's a performance, a desperate bid to bury Aeneas and embody Pius. But the Renaissance loves its rebels, and his readers won't let go. You imagine courtiers whispering the Pope wrote that, their grins sharp as daggers. Every surviving copy is a jab at his authority, a reminder of the man who dared to write what others only dreamed. It's like a medieval data leak, his past trending beyond his control. He prays, but does he pray for forgiveness, or for the strength to forget? Pius's regret is human raw, a cleric caught between sin and salvation. You wonder, does he miss the quill's freedom, the thrill of crafting forbidden love? His novel's a spectre he can't exorcise, proof of a life before the tiara. Like Share, confess, what's the one mistake you can't unmake? Because Pius, his regrets written in ink that won't fade. You're in Florence 1460, where the Renaissance pulses like a fever dream, marble saints in cathedrals, sinful ink in studies. Pope Pius II, once Aeneas Silvius Piccolomini, rules from Rome, but his Historia de Duobus Amantibus still burns through Europe's courts. This steamy novel with its lovers' flames of passion is a paradox, a cleric's rebellion against the church he now leads. It's like a Netflix drama in cassocks, blending art and lust in a world torn between God and desire. The era's contradictions, piety versus pleasure, make Pius's scandal a perfect mirror. Picture a grand palazzo where scholars debate Plato while sipping wine, their laughter drowning out church bells. The Renaissance is a paradox itself. Monks pray, but nobles chase forbidden thrills. Aeneas's novel with Euryalus and Lucretia's torchlit trysts fits right in its prose, a love letter to human want, not divine law. You can almost smell the wax of copied manuscripts passed like secrets in a viral thread. The church preaches salvation, but the elite crave stories that bite, and Historia delivers. It's a middle finger to dogma wrapped in Latin elegance. You're at a literary salon where a poet reads Aeneas's words, her touch a spark to burn the heavens. The crowd leans in half in trance, half afraid. Reading this is risky, censors lurk like algorithm bots ready to flag heresy. Yet the Renaissance thrives on this edge art that defies love that dares. Pius, now Pope, embodies the paradox. His novel's a sin he can't unwrite, his papacy a role he can't fully play. You feel the suspense, the eerie hum of a world where faith and rebellion dance too close. The church's shadow looms, its bishops muttering about that cleric's filth. But the Renaissance doesn't care. Artists carve nudes, poets sing of lust, and Aeneas's book is their anthem. Imagine a reader heart-racing, hiding Historia behind a prayer book. Each page is a gamble, its prose vivid as a pulse. Love is a war no god can win. It's like streaming a banned show knowing the Vatican's watching. The era's split soul marble saint sinful ink makes Pius's scandal timeless, a story of human hunger in a holy cage. Pius in Rome must feel the weight. His novel's a spark that won't die its readers' rebels in a world of contradictions. You wonder, does he envy their freedom, their defiance? The Renaissance is his legacy, but also his curse. Like Share, spill it. What's the wildest paradox you've ever lived? Because this one, it's got enough drama to shake a pope's throne. It's the 16th century, and Pope Pius II's Historia de Duobus Amantibus refuses to die long after its author traded his quill for a papal tiara. Aeneas Silvius Piccolomini's steamy 1444 novel, with its lovers Euryalus and Lucretia burning through moonlit trysts, still circulates in Europe's shadowy corners. Despite Pius's orders to torch every copy, the Renaissance has a soft spot for scandal, and his book's spicier than most sermons. Rediscovered by scholars in dusty libraries, it's like unearthing a forbidden TikTok from the 1400s. Still shocking, still addictive. You can almost smell the old parchment, its ink holding secrets that outlived a pope. Picture a 16th century scholar in Paris squinting at a tattered manuscript under flickering candlelight. Historia's prose. Her kiss of flame to rival hell hits like a shot of espresso. It's not just a story. It's a relic of a freer Aeneas, a humanist who dared to write what the church forbade. These scholars aren't just reading. They're resurrecting a ghost, passing pages like rebels sharing a banned post. The novel's survival is a middle finger to Pius's legacy, proof that passion outlasts piety. You feel the thrill, the eerie hum of words that shouldn't exist. The Renaissance, with its love for rediscovery, keeps Historia alive. Printers in Venice churn out copies, defying the church's fading grip. You're in a print shop hearing the clack of presses, smelling fresh ink as pages pile up. Each copy's a risk. Censors still lurk their glares, cold as cryptstone. But the book's allure is unstoppable. Lovers dodging guards' vows whispered in shadows. It's a story that grips like a binge-worthy series. Scholars annotate it, nobles hide it, and it spreads a spark that Pius couldn't snuff out. Imagine you're one of those readers, heart racing as you trace Aeneas's words. The prose is raw, vivid, like a pulse under skin, but there's a chill owning this could mean trouble. The church may be weaker now, but its shadow lingers. Historia's legacy isn't just literary. It's a testament to human defiance, a pope's secret that became a scholar's treasure. You wonder, did Pius know his words would outlive him, trending centuries later? It's like a viral hit that keeps charting no matter how many times you try to cancel it. The novel's rediscovery cements Aeneas's paradox, saintly pope, sinful scribe. It's a story that refuses to fade its pages, whispering of a time when love trumped dogma. Like share, spill it. What's the oldest secret you've dug up? Because Historia, it's still got enough heat to make a Renaissance blush. You're in Rome 1462, where Pope Pius II presides over a glittering Vatican, but the air's thick with whispers sharper than a cardinal's dagger. Is Historia de Duobus Amantibus. That steamy 1444 novel clings to his papacy like a cursed quill. Courtiers smirk behind jewelled fans, murmuring about the Pope who once wrote of lovers burning vows and torchlit sins. It's like a Renaissance gossip thread blowing up naughty Pope, trending in hushed tones. Aeneas Silvius Piccolomini's past is a scandal that won't quit its pages, haunting his holy throne. Picture a papal banquet, all gold and incense, where Pius speaks of crusades, but eyes dart to his past. Historia's still out there, smuggled in satchels its lines, her touch a spark to burn the heavens, fueling snickers. You can almost hear the whispers, soft as velvet, sharp as glass. Did the Pope really write that? The suspense is electric. Every glance feels like a plot, every murmur a threat. A single page in the wrong hands could spark a crisis, turning his tiara into a target. It's a thriller, Renaissance-style Pope versus his own ink. You're in a shadowy corridor catching a courtier slip a manuscript to a friend. The church's spies are closed their boots, heavy on marble, but Historia's allure is stronger. Readers savour its forbidden heat. Euryalus and Lucretia's trysts are defiance of Pius's sanctity. There's an eerie edge like a curse woven into the prose. Folklore swirls, some say the quill Aeneas used was hexed, its ink binding him to sin. You feel the chill, the dread, as if the pages themselves watch, waiting to betray him. Pius knows the rumours. He's denounced his novel, called it a youthful sin, but the words ring hollow. You imagine him at night alone, his prayers drowned by memories of his own prose. The Renaissance loves its secrets, and this one's a doozy, a Pope's scandal alive in every smuggled copy. Courtiers' smirks are daggers, each one a jab at his authority. It's like a viral leak he can't contain his past trending beyond the Vatican's walls. You wonder, does he fear the whispers, or do they remind him of who he was? The scandal's a shadow. He can't outrun proof that even popes are human. Historia's not just a book, it's a mirror reflecting Aeneas's defiance and Pius's dread. Like Share Confess what's the juiciest rumour you've ever heard, because Pius is, it's got enough spice to shake a papal crown. You're in Rome 1462, where Pope Pius II, once Aeneas Silvius Piccolomini, kneels in a candlelit chapel, his papal robes pooling like spilled ink. Beneath the holy facade, his humanist heart beats a scholar who loved words as much as Faith who penned Historia de Duobus Amantibus with its lover's fiery vows. That 1444 novel dripping with passion is a ghost he can't banish its pages still whispering through Europe's courts. It's like a Renaissance playlist he can't delete each note a reminder of a freer self. His dual life poet and pontiff clashes like a storm in his soul, raw and relentless. Picture Pius alone, the Vatican's marble walls cold as judgment. By day he is God's voice issuing decrees, but at night does he dream of Florence's salons where he scribbled tales of Euryalus and Lucretia. His prose, her touch a spark to burn the heavens, wasn't just a story. It was his rebellion, a humanist's love for the human. You can almost smell the parchment, its ink sharp with defiance as he recalls those days. The suspense is heavy. Does he mourn the quill he traded for a tiara? His heart torn between ink and incense feels like a wound that won't heal. You're in his mind where memories flicker like candle flames. Aeneas the scholar thrived in the Renaissance's glow, debating Plato, chasing passion, writing what the church forbade. Now as Pius he's caged by dogma, his novel a sin that haunts him. You feel the weight, the eerie hum of a man split in two, one who loved the world's mess, one sworn to save its soul. His Historia's lovers defying God and man mirror his own conflict, freedom versus duty, desire versus devotion. It's like a medieval identity crisis trending in his own head. Imagine his private prayers whispered in the dark. Are they for forgiveness, or for the past he can't reclaim? The Renaissance taught him to embrace life's pulse love art rebellion, but the papacy demands he deny it. Every smuggled copy of Historia is a jab, a reminder of the man he was. You sense the dread, the chill, as if his own words judge him. His humanist heart still beats, but it's a secret buried under robes and ritual. Did he write to live or live to write? The question lingers sharp as a quill's point. Pius's struggle is human raw, a cleric caught in the Renaissance's paradox. His novel's not just a scandal, it's proof of a heart that dared to feel. Like Share Confess what's the part of you you've had to hide. Because Pius, his heart's a story that won't stay silent. You're clutching a tattered copy of Historia de Duobus Amantibus, Aeneas Silvius Piccolomini's 1444 scandal, its pages pulsing with forbidden heat. This isn't your grandma's Bible, it's a Renaissance romance raw and reckless with Euryalus and Lucretia's love defying every rule. Picture a moonlit garden in Siena, their vows whispered over rose petals. Your kiss is my eternity. Lucretia murmurs her breath warm as sin. Aeneas's prose is a firestorm sensual and sharp, like a secret you shouldn't know. It's as if he dropped a spicy Wattpad hit in the middle of the 15th century, and Europe's hooked. The plot's a fever dream Euryalus. A noble with a rogue's charm lures Lucretia, a married beauty, into a dance of lust and danger. You can feel their pulse torch like glinting hearts racing as they dodge her husband's guards. Aeneas doesn't flinch. Her gaze aflame to melt the stars, he writes each line a dare to the heavens. You're in a Florentine court reading in secret, the words gripping like a thriller. Owning this book's a risk, censors could knock branding it heresy, but it's worth it. It's like streaming a banned show, every page a rush. Imagine the scenes, Lucretia slipping through shadows, her gown brushing stone to meet Euryalus in a hidden grove, their passion's vivid raw sweat and vows mingling like wine and fire. Aeneas paints love as war, each tryst a rebellion against God and man. You feel the suspense, the eerie edge, as if the pages hum with forbidden power. Readers in 1444 passed these pages like contraband, their hands trembling under the church's glare. is not just a story, it's a middle finger to dogma wrapped in Latin elegance. Aeneas, that sly humanist, knew his craft. His words don't just seduce, they unsettle like a confession whispered in the crypt. You're one of those readers heart-pounding, half expecting a bishop's shadow at the door. The Renaissance thrives on this danger love that defies prose that bites. Historia is not just a novel, it's a spark igniting courts from Florence to Paris. You wonder, did Aeneas know he'd be Pope Pius II? His pages a scandal to haunt him. For now they burn brighter forbidden flame. Like Share Spill It. What's the most dangerous story you've read? Because this one, it's got enough heat to torch a cathedral. You're in Rome 1463 where the Vatican's marble halls gleam under torchlight, but the air's thick with unspoken tension. Pope Pius II, once Aeneas Silvius Piccolomini, rules with holy gravitas, yet his Historia de Duobus Amantibus. That steamy 1444 novel lingers like a secret nobody dares name. The church, usually quick with its censor's quill, stays eerily quiet, its bishops eyeing his throne with smirks sharper than daggers. It's like a Renaissance HR department ignoring a CEO's leaked DM's Holy See Unholy Red. The silence isn't mercy, it's a trap humming with suspense. Picture a synod Pius presiding his voice steady as he speaks of crusades, but the bishop's glances flicker, knowing his past, a cleric who wrote of lovers' flames of passion and torchlit sins. Historia's pages, still smuggled across Europe, mock their silence. You can almost smell the incense, heavy and cloying, masking whispers of scandal. The church tolerates Pius, but it's a grudging pass. His novels a skeleton in their sacred closet. You feel the tension like a wire pulled taut, as if one wrong word could snap their restraint. You're in a shadowy cloister where a monk whispers of Historia's survival. The church hasn't burned every copy, hasn't branded Aeneas a heretic. Why politics, perhaps? Pius's crusade plans outweigh his youthful sins. Or maybe they relish the leverage holding his past like a blade at his back. It's a thriller plot, Renaissance style. A pope caged by his own words, bishops watching like hawks. Every rustle of parchment feels like a threat, every glance a judgment. The silence is deafening eerie as a crypt's hush. Imagine the stakes. Pius, a humanist turned pontiff, knows his novel's out there, its prose. Her kiss a fire to shame the stars, a spark that could ignite trouble. You wonder, does he fear their silence more than their wrath? The church's restraint isn't forgiveness. It's a game, a power play, where his tiara's at stake. You can almost hear the bishop's thoughts sharp as quills. We'll let him sweat. His Historia is a ghost. They won't name but won't bury either. It's like a viral scandal they're letting simmer, waiting for the right moment. The church's silence is a paradox, a holy institution ignoring an unholy text. Pius walks a tightrope, his every sermon shadowed by his past. Like Share Confess, what's the loudest silence you've ever faced? Because Pius, he's drowning in one, and it's got papal-level drama. It's 1463, and Pope Pius II sits alone in a Vatican chamber, the flicker of candles casting ghosts on the walls. Once Aeneas Silvius Piccolomini, the humanist who penned Historia de Duobus Amantibus, he's now a pontiff haunted by his own ink. That 1444 novel with its lovers' burning vows and moonlit sins is a secret he can't burn its pages, still whispering through Europe. Did he miss his inky sins those days of quill and passion? Is like a retired rock star pining for the stage, his papal robes a cage for a rebel's heart. Picture Pius at night, the Vatican silent save for his thoughts. His Historia, Euryalus and Lucretia's fiery love, plays in his mind like a forbidden reel. He's denounced it, called it folly, but does he mean it? You can almost smell the parchment, its scent sharp with memory, as he recalls writing her touch, a spark to burn the heavens. The suspense is raw. Does he long for that freedom or dread its cost? His secret's a ghost, its pages smuggled in shadows, mocking his holy vows. You feel the weight eerie as a crypt's chill. You're in his mind where the humanist and pope collide. Aeneas loved words, their power to stir souls. Pius must preach salvation, not seduction. His novels a wound, bleeding memories of Florence's salons where he wrote without fear. Now, every prayer feels like a plea to bury that past, but the Renaissance won't let go. courtiers whisper, bishops smirk, and Historia's pages hidden in satchels haunt him like parchment ghosts. It's like a viral post he can't delete, trending beyond his control. Imagine his struggle. By day he's pious, rallying crusades. By night he's Aeneas the scholar who dared to dream in ink. You sense the dread, the eerie hum of a man torn. His secret's not just a book, it's proof of his humanity, flawed and fierce. Does he pray to forget or to remember? The Vatican's walls, cold as marble, seem to whisper back, "You can't unwrite your heart." Is Historia's a spark that won't die, a secret that binds him to the man he was? Pius's battle is human raw, a pope wrestling with a poet's soul. Like share spill it, what's the secret you can't escape? Because Pius his is written in ink that won't fade. You're in a candlelit monastery in 1463 Florence, where the air smells of wax and rebellion. Pope Pius II, once Aeneas Silvius Piccolomini, once his Historia de Duobus Amantibus, burned, but his 1444 novel packed with lovers' fiery vows and torchlit sins is too spicy to die. Lay readers from nobles to rogue monks clutch it like forbidden treasure, hiding it in monastery walls or under floorboards. It's a Pope's fan fiction gone rogue, like pirating a banned series in a world where the Vatican's the algorithm. These readers aren't just rebels, they're addicts defying the church for a taste of Aeneas's ink. Picture a merchant's wife, her hands trembling as she slips Historia from a hidden drawer. The prose hits hard. Her kiss a flame to melt the stars. Aeneas wrote each line a pulse of the danger. Reading this could mean a bishop's glare, or worse, but she can't stop. The stories roar Euryalus and Lucretia, dodging guards their love, a slap to holy vows. You feel the thrill, the rush of defying Pius's orders, like retweeting a scandal the Pope once deleted. The monastery's shadows dance every creak, a warning of censors on the prowl. These readers are everywhere, Venice taverns, Paris courts, even rural manors. They pass Historia like contraband, smirking over wine as they whisper its lines. You're one of them, heart racing in a dim alcove, the parchment crisp under your fingers. The church's spies lurk their boots heavy on cobblestones, but the novel's allure is stronger. It's not just a book, it's a rebellion, a middle finger to the tiara Pius wears. The suspense is electric. Each page turn feels like a dare, each word a step toward damnation. Imagine a young scholar, his vows shaky, reading by moonlight. Lucretia's defiance, sneaking to meet Euryalus, mirrors his own. Aeneas's prose is vivid, alive, like a heartbeat in the dark, but there's an eerie edge, as if the pages hum with forbidden power. The Renaissance thrives on this defiance, readers, who'd rather burn than obey. You wonder, do they love the story or the thrill of spitting in the church's eye? Historia is a spark igniting a quiet riot across Europe's courts. Pius's orders can't stop it. His novel's bigger than his throne. This defiance is human raw, a love for stories that outshines fear. Like Cher confessed, what's the most rebellious read you've ever chased? Because these readers, they're risking it all for a pope's spicy secret. You're in a 1463 Venetian salon where quills scratch in candlelight and the air buzzes with forbidden ideas. The Renaissance is a literary fever, and Pope Pius II's Historia de Duobus Amantibus, penned by Aeneas Silvius Piccolomini in 1444, is its hottest spark. This steamy novel, with lovers Euryalus and Lucretia's moonlit vows, feeds a thirst for stories that bite. It's like a Renaissance book club on steroids, where nobles, scholars and rogues devour words that defy the church. Pius wants it gone, but his ink's too potent, spreading like a viral meme in a world of parchment and whispers. Picture the scene: a poet reads aloud, his voice low, her touch a spark to burn the heavens. The crowd leans in wine forgotten as Historia's prose weaves its spell. You can almost smell the ink sharp and fresh as pages pass hand to hand. This isn't just reading, it's rebellion, a middle finger to the Vatican's grim sermons. The Renaissance reader craves more than prayer. They want passion danger stories that pulse like a heartbeat. Historia delivers its lovers a mirror to an era drunk on art and defiance. You're one of them, tucked in a corner, heart pounding as you trace Aeneas's words. The prose is raw sweat and vows mingling like wine and fire, and the risk is real. Censors patrol their glares, cold as stone, but the thrill's worth it. It's like binging a banned show knowing the church could kick in the door. The salon hums with suspense, every rustle a potential snitch. Yet these readers' nobles, hiding pages in velvet monks' sneaking glances, can't quit. Historia is a drug, its forbidden heat addictive in a world of dogma. The Renaissance is a paradox, cathedrals soar, but salons simmer with sin. Aeneas's novel with its lovers dodging God and man is the era's anthem. You feel the eerie edge as if the pages themselves whisper secrets. Pius in Rome must sense it. His book's a wildfire he can't douse. These readers aren't just fans, they're rebels keeping his scandal alive. You wonder, do they read for love or to spite the Pope's crown? Either way, Historia's a spark that lights their world. This literary thirst is human, fierce a hunger for stories that outlives fear. Like Share Spill It, what's the one book you'd risk everything to read because these readers, they're betting it all on a Pope's forbidden words. You're in Rome 1464, where Pope Pius II, once Aeneas Silvius Piccolomini nears the end of his reign, his shadow stretching long and jagged. His 1444 novel, Historia de Duobus Amantibus, with its lover's fiery vows and moonlit sins, clings to him like a curse, saint or sinner. He's both a humanist who dared to write passion now caged by a papal tiara. The novel outlives him, its pages smuggled through Europe mocking his holy legacy. It's like a viral scandal he can't mute, trending beyond the Vatican's reach, a shadow that defines his flawed human soul. Picture Pius in a dim chamber, his breath heavy as he pens crusade plans. But his mind drifts to Historia, Euryalus, and Lucretia. Their love, a spark he can't extinguish. You can almost smell the parchment, its ink sharp with memory, as he recalls writing her touch, a flame to burn the heavens. The suspense is raw. Does he regret his words or cherish them? His novel's a ghost, haunting courtiers' whispers and scholars' hands. Every smuggled copy is a jab proof that Aeneas the poet outshines Pius the Pope. The Vatican's walls, cold as marble, seem to judge him. You're in his shadow, feeling the weight of a man torn. By day, he's God's voice rallying armies. By night, he's Aeneas, the scholar who loved the world's pulse. His Historia's not just a book. It's his heart, raw and rebellious, a secret that binds him to humanity. You sense the dread, the eerie hum, as if his own prose stalks him. Courtiers smirk, bishops mutter, and the novel's pages hidden in satchels carry his truth. It's like a Renaissance data leak exposing a pope who dared to feel. Imagine his final days, his health fading, the tiara heavier than ever. Did he dream of Florence's salons where words flowed free? His legacy's a paradox, a pope who wrote sin, a saint who loved stories. The novel's survival is his triumph, and his curse a spark that burns beyond his grave. You wonder, does he smile, knowing his ink outlives his crown? His shadow, half holy, half human, lingers a testament to a man who couldn't be contained. Pius's story is raw, human, a life of contradictions that echoes through time. Like Share Confess, what's the shadow you can't escape, because Pius his is written in ink that won't fade. It's centuries past 1464, and Historia de Duobus Amantibus, Aeneas Silvius Piccolomini's 1444 scandal still burns bright. Pope Pius II's gone, his papal robes dust, but his novel, dripping with lovers' torchlit sins and fiery vows, lives on a pope's romance forever spicy. Scholars unearth it in dusty archives, readers savour its forbidden heat, and it's like a Renaissance hit that keeps charting. From Florence to Paris, its pages whisper of a man who dared to write what the church forbade. This eternal novel ties to humanity's fascination with the taboo, a spark that outshines even a pope's crown. Picture a 17th century library where a scholar gasps over Historia's prose, her kiss afire to shame the stars. It's not just a story, it's a relic proof of Aeneas's rebel heart. You can almost smell the old parchment, its ink alive with defiance. The Renaissance is long gone, but its thirst for passion endures, and this novel's a time capsule of that hunger. Readers from nobles to modern historians can't resist its thrill, like binging a banned series that still feels dangerous. Pius's orders to burn it failed. His words are eternal, mocking his holy legacy. You're one of those readers heart racing as you trace Aeneas's lines. The prose is raw, vivid Euryalus, and Lucretia's love a war against God and man. There's an eerie edge, as if the pages hum with his ghost, a pope who wrote sin. The novel's allure is timeless. It's a middle finger to dogma, a love letter to human want. You feel the suspense, the rush of reading what was meant to be destroyed. It's like uncovering a secret post that's been retweeted for centuries, trending through time. Pius's novel is more than a scandal, it's a mirror reflecting our obsession with the forbidden. The Renaissance loved its contradictions, and Historia embodies them: art versus faith, passion versus piety. You wonder, did Aeneas know his words would outlive him? Sparking fires long after his death, his novels a testament to human defiance, a story that refuses to fade. It ties to the collection's theme: we chase the taboo, craving stories that burn. This Pope's romance, forever spicy, proves it. The eternal novel lives a spark that no tiara could douse. Like Share Spillet, what's the story you can't let go? Because Historia, it's got enough heat to light up centuries. You're in Philadelphia, July 4, 1776, where the air's thick with sweat and rebellion. The Continental Congress just voted for independence, declaring America free, but here's the kicker: nobody's signed the Declaration yet. It's like announcing a startup launch without a contract independence call back in August. The room's a sauna delegates in wool coats muttering over parchment, their quills idle. Outside, British spies lurk and the city hums with tension like a server about to crash. This is freedom on hold, a revolution stuck in bureaucratic limbo. Picture Independence Hall, its wooden floors creaking under heavy boots. Thomas Jefferson's words, life, liberty, pursuit of happiness, ring bold, but the parchment's blank where signatures should be. Delegates bicker, some still loyal to the crown, their voices sharp as musket fire. You can almost smell the ink fresh and nervous as the document waits. The vote's done, but signing, that's a month away, delayed by travel debates and fear of redcoats knocking. It's a thriller plot with freedom dangling like a loose thread. You're one of those delegates, heart pounding as you eye the unsigned sheet. Declaring independence is one thing, signing it's a death warrant if the British win. The suspense is raw, every shadow could be a spy, every creak a traitor's step. The revolution's born, but it's a ghost haunting Philadelphia's sweltering streets. You wonder, will this parchment survive, or will it be a footnote in a British victory? The city's a tinderbox, and this unsigned freedom feels fragile as glass. This is 1776, where rebellion meets red tape. The Declaration's a spark, but without signatures, it's just words. Like share, confess what's the boldest move you've made without a plan, because America, it's betting it all unsigned. You're in Philadelphia's Independence Hall, July 1776, where the Second Continental Congress is a hot mess of sweat-soaked delegates and trembling quills. The Declaration of Independence is approved, but signatures still a month off, lost in a chaos of logistics and fear. It's like planning a revolution on a group chat that keeps glitching, nobody's on the same page. The air's thick with tobacco and tension, British spies circling like vultures. This is the revolution's messy start, a bureaucratic thriller where freedom's stuck in traffic. Picture the scene: delegates from 13 colonies, some riding days to get here, argue over wording while the British fleet looms. Jefferson's parchment bold with all men, a crated equal sits unsigned, a ticking bomb. You can almost taste the dust the Inca's quills hover but don't strike. Travel delays, debates, and dread of redcoat raids stall the signing. August 2's the earliest they'll commit. It's a startup launching without a logo. Every moment screaming suspense. Will this document ever seal the deal? You're among them, pulse racing as voices clash. John Adams snaps, Benjamin Franklin jests, but fear binds them. Signing means treason and noose if caught. Outside Philadelphia buzzes with rumours of spies, their eyes sharp as bayonets. The unsigned declaration feels like a ghost haunting the hall with its promise. You wonder, can they pull this off, or will the British crush this paper rebellion? The The chaos is visceral, like a server crash mid-launch. This Congress is a gamble freedom teetering on indecision. The Declaration's a spark, but chaos holds the pen. Like share, spill it, what's the wildest plan you've seen go off the rails? Because this revolution, it's a hot mess unsigned and unready. You're in Philadelphia, July 1776.